Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to go over my 2010 Kia Forte Coupe SX. I'm just going to go over my ownership experience, everything I've done to the car, everything I had to fix with the car, my ownership for the first about 7 months of ownership. I owned it for about 7 months and I put about 5,000 miles onto this car. So I'm just going to go over some mods I've done to it, some repairs I had to do to it, some things I don't like, and some things I do like about this car. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the front of the car. First thing I did was I put a K&N air filter under it. It doesn't really increase horsepower. Throttle response is a little bit better, but it really increases the sound of the car. It gives the engine a lot deeper tone, in my opinion. Next thing I did was I painted the grille. You can't really tell a difference, so I painted it and I put the new Kia logo on it just because I think it looks a lot better, but I'm indifferent about that. I could have the old one on it. I don't really care. Next thing I did was the headlights before were extremely foggy and messed up, so I went ahead and put some new blacked out fog lights on here, and I got some LED turn signals on there. They do hyper flash, but they're a lot brighter, so I can live with it, I guess. And then the last thing I did on the front was I got some yellow fog lights because, fun fact, yellow fog lights are better in the fog for rallying. Rally cars use yellow fog lights a lot, and I just think it helps a lot better. And you're going to see why I chose yellow fog lights in a second whenever I move on to the brake calipers. I did have a front splitter. It was ripped off when I hit a giant-ass pothole. It was very inconvenient. It was like $100. Actually, it was on my second splitter, so I just give up. It would scrape going through drive-thrus, so I'm just going to run it without the splitter, and I think it looks fine. So I guess we can move on to the next part of the car.
Then turn left on the
Alright, now I guess I'll go over some mods I've done to the rear of the car. I have all LED taillights also on the back. I have the updated Kia logo, and I have some stickers. This was for the Flowmaster. I put a Flowmaster muffler on the car. It's not really that much louder. It's definitely louder than stock, and you can hear it. It has a deep, almost grumbly tone to it. I'll play a clip for that in a second. I have the carbon fiber license plate frame. It's not even carbon fiber, but I don't really care. I tinted the reflectors. I know, they're supposed to be reflective, but I think they look a lot better tinted. I have LED everything, really. And in the trunk, I have a subwoofer and a cargo net in the trunk, so it helps with sound a lot. I really do like a lot of the styling on this car. We have the Coupe logo on here. It's red. I think it was red only for the SX trim, which this is an XX trim. We have this diffuser down here. It almost looks aftermarket, but this came stock. The tailpipes are aftermarket, but they do look a lot better. I used to have a spoiler. You could get an optional spoiler with it. I removed my aftermarket spoiler, and I did buy the optional spoiler from the factory. I just haven't installed it yet. I don't really know if I want to install it, but yeah, the car, in my opinion, is really aggressive for a coupe. For an economy coupe car, it looks pretty good. Now, all the mods I've done to the side of the car is I put on these aftermarket side skirts. I think they do improve it a little bit. They make the car look a little bit lower, more sporty. And I got some nice slotted and drilled brake rotors. I bought these before. I didn't know that you were either supposed to get slotted or just drilled. You weren't really supposed to get both, but I mean, I did, and I'm not going to replace them because they're working fine. And I painted the brake calipers yellow so they match the fog lights. So I think the dual color bricks and the fog lights look pretty good. So and I also put the updated Kia logo on each wheel, and I think that's probably looks the best with the updated Kia logo, in my opinion, on this car. Just on the wheel, it looks a whole lot more modern. So now let's move on to the interior. All right, now on to the interior of the car. So my car is the SX trim, so it does come with the sunroof, and it comes with these nice leather heated seats. There is only one mode for the heated seats, but it's good enough for the winter. They really are a massive help when it's freezing cold outside. I upgraded the radio with this aftermarket Android Auto radio. I can use Android Auto, and if you have Apple CarPlay and you install this, you can also use Apple CarPlay. So if you have the SX trim, your car does come with the leather seats, and if you don't, I think it might be SE. I'm not sure. I think you just come with cloth leather seats, and the SX comes standard with the sunroof. The lower trim, I think it's an option. But so I have the fully loaded SX. I have everything. I even have a heated windshield. So I have a button over here for the heated windshield, and there is only one blank button, and I don't know what it goes to. Every other Kia Forte I've seen also had the blank button. So I don't really think it's an option I could even get on the Forte. Maybe it was on the Sorento or like a higher end Kia model, but not on the Forte. The last thing I really love about the interior of this car is you have red stitching everywhere. It's super sporty. It looks super good. It's on the door. It's on the seats. It's on the steering wheel. I have a steering wheel cover, but it's under there. It's just all over. It has these nice red accents, and it really helps with the vibe of the car. Let's talk ownership. So this Kia has given me some minor problems, really. The first problem I had to fix was the sway bar links. They were not broken when I first bought the car, but they did break later. It's a relatively easy fix. It was like $30 part on Amazon. You just take off the wheel and disconnect the old sway bar links and put the new ones on. So that was a pretty easy fix. The second problem I have, and I have not fixed it, is the O2 sensor is bad on my car, and I don't really want to crawl under the car and fix it. My state does not require emissions, so that's not really a problem for me. Third problem is there is a valve leak. So there is oil leaking out of the valve covers. It seems like a pretty easy fix. The engine is like relatively open, so it looks like you can get down to get bolts easy, but it's not a problem for me right now, and it's not leaking on the ground yet. It's just on the back of the engine. I can kind of see it. So I don't really know if I'll probably get it fixed later, but right now it's not giving me any trouble, and I still have plenty of oil in the engine, so that's fine for me. But this engine has been pretty reliable. The Theta 2 Kia engines they're known for being unreliable. My car has over 217,000 miles, and it's running fine. Still has plenty of power. I think there might be a lifter tick. I don't know. It sounds like there might be a lifter tick. But it's been running fine for me, and right now it's been a pretty good car. It's been reliable, good. It's never left me stranded. I've kept up with maintenance. It's on its second oil change since I've owned it, and I've changed the coolant and I've changed the transmission fluid in the engine. So it's been pretty reliable for me. All right, now let's talk about the stuff people actually care about: driving experience. This car was made in 2010, and its competitors were the Honda Civic and the Scion TC. This car has the 2.4 liter engine in it. There is a 2 liter option that says the 2.4 because it's the SX, and the competitors at the time was Scion TC and Honda Civic. So this has 10 more horsepower than the Scion TC, and I believe 10 less than the Honda Civic SI. So it's right in the middle. You don't get Scion reliability, which is Toyota. You get Kia reliability, but for me, it's been pretty fine. Has plenty of power on the interstate. You can easily overtake people. 0 to 60 time, I've clocked in, my best time was 7.2. That was with traction control off, so that's not too bad. It's not muscle car, obviously not sports car. You're faster than most traffic. So it's a pretty sporty car. The suspension is, I believe this has the sport suspension package, and you can tell. For me, I'm young, so I don't have back pain or anything, so it's pretty bumpy. Going over any bump, any speed bump, it's pretty bumpy, but for me, that's fine. It's very sporty. If there is one thing I do have to complain about, is that it does not have independent rear suspension. It does have a torsion beam, but it handles really good. Honestly, if you put someone in this car and you told them it had a torsion beam, they might not believe you. It handles pretty well. Now these cars, they didn't sell very well. Kia wanted to go for a younger demographic of people, and they just did not sell well. So Kia only made 2 generations of the Forte Coupe. This is the first generation. The second generation was more bubbly, and it wasn't as squared off like this one, so this is personally my favorite. Now finally, the transmission. The Kia Forte Coupe SX could either have a 5-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual. Now mine obviously has the 6-speed manual transmission. It is extremely fun to drive. I have 6 gears, so I can go way down in the RPMs on the highway. You can just throw this thing around any corner, really anything. It is a surprisingly fun car to drive. I've owned a Pontiac Firebird, and this is pretty fun. Like definitely, you can't really slide it around like the Firebird, but it's definitely fun. You can have a really good time in this car in mountains. So I definitely recommend the Kia Forte Coupe, and I'm gonna do some drive-bys for y'all so y'all can hear the exhaust system.